we begin today, what I was thinking of this peak pose that we will be building to, is that it is reminding me very much of where I'm at with 2020, which is surprisingly positive. I think most people would be alarmed that I really haven't let it get me down too much, but the idea is this stuckness, and at the same time, this drive to want to do something about it, but the uncertainty of what to do or which direction to take, because there are so many things that are calling my attention. So really what this practice of side body is today is how can we be in the stuckness and just be? And the result of that being is what will allow us to figure out what the direction is, let the light guide us, and where to move from there. So we've got to do the work to get there first. So come onto your back, bring your knees into your chest. Take a couple deep breaths. Just feel your spine lengthen. And what I feel when I just take this initial shape on my mat is the opposite of stuckness, right? There's a willingness, there's an ease. And then just starting to implement that Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out across your throat. Then reach your right leg up, circle through the ankle, still building that pattern in your breath. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. And you can move towards your figure four stretch here, so your right hip begins to stretch. And maybe a little movement, maybe you want to be still. We'll take one more breath. And then tip your whole lower body over to your left side. So the sole of your right foot is down onto the ground. Grab onto your right ankle with your left hand and then move your right knee away from you. So we're getting this stretch that comes from the lower back over the hip through perhaps the front of the right hip joint. And you can reach your right arm out. Relax your neck, breathe in. And breathe out. So we're just getting right into our bodies today because the side bodies can get stuck. We forget about them a lot. We tend to focus on training the front, maybe sometimes the back, but we don't often do side body unless, of course, you take my classes regularly, right? Bring your right knee down to your left foot. And then you can take your left foot over your right knee and a gentle tug down on that knee. Oh, my hips are tight. And breathing in and breathing out. And press your hands down into the ground for a little bit of help to lift your knees up into your chest. And with that left ankle crossed over the right knee, we're in figure four on the other side. And again, maybe some movement, maybe not. I've achieved the pinnacle of coordination here, you guys. I just noticed that my toenail polish matches my leggings. Yes. Don't be distracted by my stream of consciousness here, okay? Stay connected to your breath. Feel your body. And then your whole lower body is going to drop over to your right. So the sole of your left foot is down on the ground. Grab a hold of your ankle with your right hand and then lean your left knee away from you. So again, I can feel from my QL kind of wraps upward and then the obliques come over and then the hip flexor into the left thigh as the knee moves away. Breathe in and breathe out. So we can consider any of those sensations the stuckness, and then just watch how your breath operates to help you move through the stuckness. Sometimes the shift is massive and sometimes it's just really subtle, but you get to be on the journey for either one. And take your left knee down to your right foot, and then right foot over your left knee. So we're getting all the pretzel poses out of the way here right up front. Breathe. All right, and then release your foot off of your knee, and we're just gonna wiper a little bit, knees right to left. And then knees into your chest, and we'll come up to a seat. Now you're just gonna cross right ankle in front of left here, and then walk your hands forward. Now if you wanna place your hands onto blocks, that can be helpful. You're gonna feel outer hips most likely, a little bit of lower back. Go ahead and bow your head down, take a breath in, and breath out. And really, regardless of which foot you have in front, you're gonna walk your hands in the direction that your toes are pointing you to. And this should help you stretch that lower back again into the outer hip. This is all side body too. It's not just obliques, right? So outer hip, shoulders. Last week we focused a little bit more on rib cage, so feeling this space in between the ribs, those intercostal muscles. And then hands back to the center and lift up through your torso. Whichever leg is in front, you're just gonna extend that leg, and we're gonna take the inner thigh stretch. So coming forward again, but the toes are pointed straight up, the leg is active, and we wanna press with the hands so that both sitting bones stay down. The tendency as we move towards the stretch is to let the hip lift up, but then you're gonna bypass the stretch. So anchor the thigh bone down. Push with your hands a little bit. Give me another breath in. And breath out. Okay. Just for fun's sake, God forbid, right? Take your left hand behind you, lift your hips, stretch up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, all the way down, and we're gonna switch which foot is in front. And then fold forward again. And this could feel dynamically different from one side to the other. Instead of feeling like they need to be the same, give yourself some allowance, right? It is what it is. Not complacence, but acceptance. And then notice where the willingness comes in. We create shift in the softening sometimes. Walk your hands over in the direction that your toes are pointing you to. Feel the pull up the side of your body. And I always feel like I need to preface that, right? By saying where we feel the stretch initially is where we will find ourselves focused on strength. This is just how we connect to what our body's feeling and where we are in space. So when I say engage your waist or your shoulder, you're gonna know where that is. Come back to the center. And then walk your hands in. And that front leg is gonna extend, toes pointing up, legs engaged, and come over the inside of the leg. Super tight, wow. Especially if you've been like, because I feel so many of us have shifted our workouts and our activities outside. And when we're outside, we generally stay in the same plane of motion. So hiking, biking, running, walking, all of these things keep us in this plane. So when we move outside of that plane, we really feel the muscles in a different way. Take another breath in and breath out. All right, lift the torso, take your right hand behind you or whichever hand is the same as your bent knee. And then lift up the hips, reach back. All right, hips down. And let's come over the legs into our tabletop. From our tabletop, inhale the breath, round your back. And I prefer toes curled under so we're becoming more aware of our feet. As you exhale, come to a neutral spine, collarbones wide, belly toning in. Inhale again to round. Exhale, neutral. Inhale, round. Watch how the spine and the core work together here. Exhale, neutral. And then with a neutral spine, kick your left leg back. Okay, and then pull your knee across to your right elbow. Inhale, reach back. So now we're more towards the front of the body. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to right elbow. And then take the left leg back. Flex the ankle. And you're going to take your toes across to the right side of your mat, maybe even off your mat. Push down into the ball of your foot and then pull your left shoulder away from your left hip. And here I can get into my QL a little bit on my lower back. So just above my hip bone and my sacrum into my rib cage. You might feel it differently. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then lift back to the center. Set the left knee down. Send your right leg back. Inhale, breath. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Sometimes I think side body requires even more core than front body does. Exhale, and then right leg back. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Flex the right ankle, and then take your right foot over to your left, push into the ball of your foot, and then pull your right shoulder away from your right hip. All right, come back to the center, both knees down. This time you're going to inhale, stretch the belly, let the collarbones draw back. And exhale, round. Now inhale to a plank pose. I'll press the hips up and back, downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. So I've been teaching a handful of outdoor classes, and I have to tell you, I have a new appreciation for the nice flat surface of a wood floor. So feeling the flatness of your palms press into your fingertips. Rotate your forearms gently in, your upper arms slightly out. Exhale to gather the front ribs. Inhale, bend the knees a little bit and press the sitting bones high so you get to engage the lower back and lengthen your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, press them back. Inhale, lift your heels, tuck your chin. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your heels, tuck your chin, and we'll round forward all the way to plank pose. And then we'll set everything down onto the mat. Bring the elbows forward for Sphinx, so slightly in front of your shoulders. And then release your toes so you're on the tops of your toes. Now pull your heart forward so you get to feel the vertebrae through the center of your body moving closer together. Lift up through the crown of your head. Now, not in a pinching way, but in a muscular contraction way. So down with your elbows and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your forehead down. Slide your hands back. We're going to interlace at the lower back. Excuse me. Roll the head of the arm bone onto the back. Reach through your knuckles. Lift up your head and your heart. And just reach. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. And breathe out. And then the hands come next to the rib cage. We'll press up to table and back to downward dog. Now, side body is an element that can provide us with a good amount of stability, even in our downward facing dog. So think about your shoulder blades wrapping around the side of your rib cage. At the same time, you're going to lift up through your armpit. So there's a lot of dynamic contraction that's happening. We often bypass that. Another breath in. Breath out. Raise your right leg up. Keep your inner thigh pointed towards the sky. And then exhale, step between your hands. Come to your lunge. Back knee is going to come down onto the mat because we all need to fix our yoga pants, right? And then shift forward and shift back. Now, if the floor feels really far away, then add some blocks underneath your hands. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to sweep the arms up, crescent moon lunge. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull up and over to your right. Now what we generally want to do here is press the left hip forward and the right hip tries to lift, but instead pull your right hip crease down towards the mat so you have a more neutral pelvis, and then you get to stretch the musculature of this left side. Laying your head slightly back, breath in, breath out. One more breath in and breath out. And take your fingers to the floor. Shift back into your half splits, and you can keep your hips lifted or sit all the way onto your heel. I've got my toes curled under so the fascia in my foot gets to stretch. And then lift through the chest, drive into your right heel, pull some length into your hamstrings. One more breath in and breath out. Now lift your belly, pull your lunge forward. So I'm rounded here, okay? Tuck your chin, try to get your forehead up here high to the top of your knee. Now, if you're not feeling that through this left side, hip flexor / thigh here, then play around with the position of your pelvis, of your head, and go towards that psoas stretch that's kind of going to pull through the middle of your body. It's going to feel like stuckness. But the thing is, the stuckness is never going to go anywhere. It's going to always be there unless you make the opportunity to breathe into it. One more breath. Slowly lift the torso. Pull the hips back. Okay, so right knee is still bent. I'm gonna walk my hands around to the left. Pivoting on my left knee, okay? Yes, left knee is here. Something's happening. Right foot. Knee is pointed forward. Take your arms out to the side. Inhale. And exhale, bend your right knee. So we're back at the inner thigh. Inhale, back away. Exhale, bend. Inhale, back away. Exhale, bend. Now stay in that lunge. Right arm inside your right knee. Left arm comes across your belly. Your cheek and your bicep are just gonna whisk past each other, and you turn to your left. Keep the pressure between your right elbow and your right knee here, and just pull your left hip away from your right thigh. Inhale and exhale. Lift up to the center. Now we'll set the left hand down at the back of the mat and reach the right arm and right leg away from each other. So I made a small adjustment here on my left foot just to help out my left hip here so I don't get that Charlie horse, okay? Now inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Again, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. And knee to elbow. Now reach all the way out. Set your right foot down. Right hand down at the back of your mat. And then as you come to plank pose, so we're going to create this pivot, left knee is next to right. So the left knee is bent. Then a little press up and down of the left foot. Up and down. One more press. Good. And down. And then kick all the way back to downward dog, left leg high. Keep it up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And step the left foot forward to lunge. Back knee to the mat. Shift forward with your inhale and shift back with your exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Into your crescent moon lunge, so the arms come up overhead. Okay, you're going to grab your right wrist and pull to the left. Notice if your right hip dumps forward, if your left hip tries to lift, then your left thigh bone needs to come down to correct the hips, and then you reach to the left again. Lean your head back, open your heart. Breathe in, and breathe out. One more breath in, and breath out. Fingers come down, and the hips pull back into your half split variation. And I didn't mention that you can pad this back knee, but you certainly can. Reach out over the chest, with the chest over the thigh. Press your left heel down. You want to keep that stretch in the belly of your hamstring. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now you're going to draw your belly back. Pull your lunge forward so you're in a rounded back position, and then your forehead works towards the top of your knee. And there are a lot of little tiny adjustments you can make to this to find that psoas stretch. I will tell you, psoas is more central to the belly than that iliacus hip flexor. So if you're out here in the hip flexor, come out of your lunge a little bit and pull up through your spine. Forehead to the top of your knee, 3 deep breaths. Trying to move through the stuckness instead of around it. And then a slow release of the upper body. And then walk the hands around to the right. It's a massive shift in the nervous system once we get to the psoas. So, oh wait, we're not there yet. I did that on the other side too. So once you walk around to the right side of your mat, you're on your right knee and your left toes are pointed out. Inhale. You guys are probably like, yeah, we know, Sarah. Why'd you get that messed up? Bend into your knee. Inhale, back away. Exhale, bend. Inhale. And exhale. Left arm inside your left knee. Right arm comes across your belly. Bicep past your cheek, and you turn. So there's this creation of width across the front of the body, but you can tell this doesn't feel like super open. It should feel strong and powerful. And there is that same quality in stuckness. It's resistance, right? We're literally creating our own resistance on purpose here. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Inhale to the center, right hand to the top of your mat, and your left fingers and left toes are going to reach away. Inhale, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Knee to elbow. Inhale, this seems super easy now, right? Knee to elbow. And then open all the way up. Set your left foot down. Turn to the front of your mat, keeping your right knee bent. Knees in one line. Collarbones wide. Press up and down and up and down. Up and down, and then down dog kick, right leg high. Set your right foot down by your left so you're in your downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. With your inhale, look to the top of your space. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way to stand. You can use a round back or a flat back. And then hands to heart center. Pause for a moment, breathe in. And breathe out. Feel your feet solid on the earth. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Make sure you wrap your head in towards your shins. Inhale, lift halfway, collarbones wide. Step back into plank. Inhale in your plank pose. Take your heels to the right, excuse me, with your exhale, but you're gonna press into both hands. Now you should really feel that belly part of your side body. So into your obliques, maybe towards your belly button. And then lift your heels up and over to your left. With that twist, getting a different sense of core that comes out of the erectors. So that's really empowering, I think. Come back to the center, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift to cobra, collarbones wide. Remember how flat the palms can be. Press into your fingertips. Exhale, lower down. This time, lift up to cobra. Hold your cobra. Press back into your child's pose. Let's bring the elbows down to the mat, palms into prayer position, and then pull your thumbs in towards the back of your neck. Maybe move your elbows a little further forward, get that length from the side body again. Breath in and breath out. For all the strength and resilience that we build, we can remember and hold reverence for the softening and the surrender. Release your hands, come to table, and press your hips back, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move your feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way to stand. Hands to heart center. Right away, reach back up. Exhale, fold forward. Pull the shoulders down. Inhale, lift halfway. Step back into plank. From plank, inhale. Take your heels to the right. Reach your left arm back towards your feet. And then up and over, come back to your plank. Heels to your left. Inhale, right arm up and over. And this time we'll bend your knees and press back to downward dog. Inhale, breath. And exhale. One more sun A, look forward. Move your feet up. Half lift. So hopefully feeling some progression here and less stuckness in these poses. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, heels to the right. Reach the left arm back. Then your inhale breath is reach up and over. Heels to the left. Right arm back. Inhale, reach up and over. And then lower down. Inhale, cobra. Let's press up to table. Exhale. Inhale, plank pose, legs go straight. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Raise your right leg high. Step between your hands. Now you're going to hold your lunge. If the floor feels really far away from your right fingertips there, add the block underneath your fingertips. You're going to hug the thighs together and send your left arm forward. Now keep this left armpit aimed down at the ground and reach across to the right. So we will tend to want to lift the right armpit because that stretch feels good. I knew that was coming. And then reach Rosie. They left the door open. Hold on, you guys. How's that lunge? Sorry. Okay, so left arm is reaching forward, but left armpit is down. Then pivot your left heel down and pull around to your left side lunge. So you can support yourself with your hands on your left thigh. I like right heel on the ground because I feel a little more solid than trying to stretch through my toes, okay? So we're gonna come from this side lunge back around to the front of the mat. Bend your right knee, lift your left heel, reach your left arm across. Exhale, swipe to the left, bend your left knee. One more time, come forward, inhale, reach, and exhale, swipe to the left. Now we're gonna press up to star pose. Keep the right toes pointed at the front of your mat. There we go, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift back up to star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, land, warrior two. The front of your left thigh bone pulls back so your hips can square to the side. Open up your right knee, reach through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Right arm high, left fingertips down onto your thigh or your shin. A little bit of pressure to engage this left side body here. Lift your gaze up. All this hip and waist area should be really warm for you. So this reverse warrior should be relatively deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. And hands to the mat. Ooh, guess what? Left palm flat. Right fingertips, both heels over to the left side of your space here. Now bend your knees. Inhale, tuck your chin. Exhale, press your legs straight, move your heart forward. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull back. Last one, I promise. Exhale, press. On this side, that is. Right palm flat, lift the heels. And you have the option here for chaturanga or going straight into your downward dog. I don't know if I was ready for that one. Downward dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lift up through your left thigh. Step between your hands. Okay. Left fingers are your kind of kickstand here. Right arm reaches forward. You've got to keep the hug between the thighs here, otherwise you're going to lose your pelvis, okay? So reach across with the right arm, but the right armpit, right rib cage still aims down at the ground. Inhale, breath. Exhale, come around to the right. So right heel down and bend your right knee. Press into your left heel, really working not to hyperextend this left leg, okay? Inhale to the front, reach with the right arm. Exhale, swipe to the right. Inhale, come around one more time. And exhale, swipe to the right. Now press up to your star pose, left toes forward, and bend into your warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. So when we move energy like this, it helps us through the stuckness. Hold your warrior two, right thigh bone back, hug your ribs together, press into the depth of the pose there, and then reverse warrior. Add some weight to your right fingertips. Tuck your right shoulder down into the side of your body. Gaze high. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Hands to the mat. Right palm flat. Left fingertips for support. Both heels over to the right side of your space. Bend your knees, tuck your chin. Inhale. Exhale to press forward. So we're plugging the legs into the core. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, press forward. Inner thighs to side waist. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, press forward. Left palm flat. Lift the heels. Inhale. Exhale is chaturanga or downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tone your belly to your spine. Not in a manic, aggressive way, but in a lengthening, supportive way. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, reach with your left arm. Exhale, swipe to your left. Inhale to star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Now we'll go straight into plank from here. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step through. Reach your right arm across. Inhale. Exhale, swipe to your right. Inhale to star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more time on each side. Lift your right leg. Step through. Inhale, left arm reach. Exhale, swipe left. Hopefully this is getting easier for the hips. Press all the way up to star. Good. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. You can always modify. Upward dog. Downward dog. Left leg high. Exhale, lunge. Right arm reach. Exhale, swipe. Inhale, star. Exhale, two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. With your inhale, lift your heels, tuck your chin. You're gonna round forward to plank pose. Come down to your elbows. Interlace your fingers and plane the hips out. So we tend to want to be a little more piked in our forearm plank. Collarbones out to the side is super helpful. Then lift up your ribs, push into your feet. We're gonna smush the big toes right next to each other, okay? Belly to spine. Now squeeze the glutes, take the heels to the right. Lift up and over to the left. You have to do a little bit of adjusting with your toes. Heels to the right, heels to the left. One more to the right, and one more to the left. All right, back to the center, and knees down. Whew. If you have a block, grab your block. Otherwise, a cushion or something light will work. You're going to come around onto your back. Catch your breath. Okay. So the block, as you lay onto your back, block comes to the top of your left knee. Your right elbow then is going to pull to the block. You're going to have to lift your head up to do that, okay? Hands come behind the head, but you're going to press your head back into your hands. And then drive your right elbow into the left knee or the block. Stretch the right leg out, reach through the toes, and then apply a little more pressure, elbow to knee, until you feel your core instead of your neck or your shoulders or your hips. So it's all going to come from this pressure right here. Exhale, press. Exhale, press. Exhale, press. And set your head down. Switch your block to your other knee. Left elbow to the block. Scoop up your head. Press your head back. Reach your left leg out and then drive elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Every time you exhale, your belly draws back. So we create some sustainable core and stability. There's a self-reliance that comes through that too. And kind of knowing your own power. Another exhale. And rest. Okay, now the block goes to the inner thighs. Smush the inside of your feet together and set your feet on the ground. So big toes and inner heels are touching. Okay, arms by your side, shoulders back. Squeeze onto that block and lift up through your hips. Imagine that block is a pumpkin and you're trying to squish that pumpkin. I feel in some ways like that would be super satisfying to just like smash a pumpkin against the earth. Anyhow, squeezing like crazy with the inner thighs, feeling the fatigue all the way up the leg, not just at the knee, but all the way up through, maybe even into the belly a little bit as you press down with your arms, squeeze in with your legs, lift up through your hips, squeeze again right there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down and knees into your chest. Walk off to the side. All right, standing forward fold at the top of your space. Maybe that, now that we're 45 minutes in, we'll do ragdoll. Grab your opposite elbows. Everything a little shift or sway or shake. Now release your arms. Lift up halfway. I'm going to bring my feet closer together. Exhale, forward fold. Now sit back into your chair pose. All right, bring the hands to heart. Just find the alignment, the evenness, appreciate the symmetry here. We'll cross left ankle over right knee. Now we are going into, in a moment, let's just enjoy this outer hip stretch for now, but we are headed into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So those of you who know you're going to need some help straightening out your leg, you'll want to go ahead and grab your strap. We'll take another moment here in our stretch. The left hip lifted and the left knee opening. Heart forward, hips back. Breathe in. Breathe out. And take your right hand to your right hip and your left hand over the top of your left foot. If you have that strap, you'll want to come up to standing with an underhand grip on the strap, okay? Shoulders on your back. Right arm out perhaps for some counterbalance. And then left leg extends. Now, I do want you to get to a place where you can extend this left leg today. So if you need to use the strap, use it. Lift your right thigh bone up or your right hip up and then press out through your left heel. Get those hamstrings to open up. Wake up a little bit. Breath in. breath out. Tall through the crown of your head. Breath in, breath out. Bend your knee and bring your knee to the front of your body. Take your arms up, inhale, breath. And exhale, step back, flying lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Oh, that should feel nice. Stretch your left hip flexor, lift the ribs together, widen your collarbones. Let's take a hold of the left wrist and pull over to the right for that lateral bend. Now lift up to the center, warrior two. In that warrior two, we're going to interlace the fingers at the lower back. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Inhale. Now, fold towards the long edge of your mat. It's the space that we generally don't want to go into, right? When we feel the most stuckness. If you notice your body kind of drifting towards the right inner thigh, pull back over to the center of your feet. I'm not so worried about how far the arms come overhead here. Breathe in, right knee open. Breathe out. Lift your head, lift your heart, and you can push your right leg straight as you come back up. Release your arms, inhale, breath. Whew. Let's parallel the feet and fold forward for Prasarita. As you're holding on and pulling down, bring your shoulders away from your ears. That's the side body engagement here through the lats. Lengthen through your torso. Breath in, breath out. Release your hands. Lift up halfway. Bend your right knee, and we'll come into a deep side lunge here. So my right heel has to lift. I like to keep my left heel pressing down. My knee also tends to hyperextend, so that's what pressure in the heel helps with. If you want to have a seat onto a block here, you can. Otherwise, just letting the inner thighs lengthen. One more breath in, and breath out. And you'll turn to your right. Set the left hand down. Take the right foot on top of the left, so you've swiveled all the way around here into your full side plank. Big toes touching, heels slightly separated. Reach your right arm overhead. Maybe you want to lift the right leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back down to plank and press to downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move your feet up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Sit back for chair. Hands to heart. Just go back. And then right ankle over left knee or other side. So really, for all the heat that we've built through the core into our hips and our shoulders, now we're going to look for mobility, for space. We identify the stuckness and we want to move through it. And can't always force that. Sometimes it's just being patient for the opportunity to present itself. Take your right hand over your right foot, your left hand to your left hip. Lift up through your chest, using your strap over your right foot if you need. Left arm out and right leg out. So the right leg is still really active here. Lift up through the crown of your head, push down into your left foot, energize the posture. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your right knee, bring it to the front of your body. Reach both arms up, inhale. Step back to flying lunge. Lift your arms up, crescent lunge. So it feels to me like I'm getting space back into my right hip. Remember that brutal psoas stretch we did at the beginning where the forehead is coming towards the top of the knee? Grab a hold of your right wrist and pull over to the left, giving more space into that right hip. Actively pushing into your right foot. Another breath in and breath out. Lift up to the center. Open to warrior two. Okay, fingers interlaced behind you. Take the head of your arm bone up and back so the chest is broad. Keep pulling the left knee back. Kind of square your rib cage to the long edge of your mat and bow. There's a stuckness, right? Not too many places you're going to be able to go from here unless you soften. And the only place we go really is deeper. But is that the point of surrender? Right? Maybe it's just the depth of experience that we're being pointed at. Lift your head, lift your heart, press your left leg straight. Reach the arms out, parallel your feet, inhale, and fold forward. Now into your Prasarita, you can deepen your stretch, or you can design your range of motion. Now lift up halfway. Bend your left knee and come deeper into your side lunge. And you just recognize where it is you're feeling the pull or the tug in your stretch. And if any of that is behind the knee or into the groins, bend the joints, right? Activate the muscles. Look for the muscular stretch. Another breath in. Breath out. Turn to the left. Set your right hand down. Both heels now swivel to your right. And your left arm goes high. Piece of cake. Left arm overhead. And left leg maybe lifts. Breathe in. And breathe out. To plank. And downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take the knees down wide. Sit back for child's pose. And if your shoulders feel particularly tired, then you can reach your arms back. And all the bones get heavy for a moment. The effort here is in relaxation. Bring your hands to the mat. Lift your torso. Bring your legs all the way around. Okay, stretching your legs out in front of you at first. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. So this is a great place to use your strap for those of you who have hamstrings that are a little more stubborn, right? And let's be honest, a lot of this has to do with proportion as well, and just what our bodies are inclinated to do, right? Generally, we're either prone to stretch or prone to strength. So it doesn't have to be that you're forever trying to be one or the other, but instead maybe just looking for some balance. Another breath in and breath out. Okay, we'll lift the torso. Keep that strap close by. You're gonna take your left foot into your, your left foot into your right inner thigh and extend your right leg out. This strap then, if you're, well, we can do this without a loop. That's okay, because some of you may not be able to use a strap that has a loop. So you're gonna take this strap over the right foot and just grab a hold with the right hand, okay, at first. Then we're gonna take the left arm and just reach it back and twist ourselves back. So feel the engagement through the middle of your body. Now, some of you might get this far and this left knee wants to just pop up. If that's the case, wedge a pillow or a block underneath it. Try to get this left knee to relax down. All right, from that twist, we're gonna bend the right elbow and reach the left arm overhead. So the idea there is to try to keep the torso open in that twist. Now, with your right hand on the strap, you're gonna pull the strap, lift it up, grab a hold with your top arm, okay? Bottom arm then is gonna come down to the floor to remind your body to stay open, and then you can continue to pull with this top arm. So huge lower back stretch. Try to keep that left knee relaxed down. And if you feel like you want a little more out of the stretch, so this is the tricky adjustment to make, you're gonna use your hands to get this top bicep closer to your cheek and then retwist. So you're kind of framing your head. Then you can press your head into your forearm and get a little more openness. Whoo! Breathe in. Breathe out. Now I can feel psoas. Breathe in. Breathe out. So what the hell am I going to do with this stuckness, right? But what I'm going to notice is that if I'm just still, if I just breathe, and if I have a little bit of faith here, then when I finally release my strap and come out of this stuckness, there's this huge amount of space, right? There's like a piece. It just is what it is. Okay, right leg out. Excuse me, left leg out. Right leg in. And strap around the foot. Start with your left. Start with your left hand around your strap. She's protecting me from the squirrels, you guys. Reach your right arm back. And then just stay. It's okay to just stay, right? Support this right leg if you need to. I might need to later. We'll see. Okay. Now bend this bottom elbow as you reach your top arm over. And just stay. Okay, now if you're feeling ready for more, this bottom hand is going to lift the strap to the top hand. Bottom hand goes to the floor, and you pull this top shoulder away from your ear. Lift again with the inhale breath, and just observe the exhale. If you'd like to make the adjustment for a little more depth, you're just going to move your upper arm a little further down the strap. Press your head up into your arm. So it doesn't change the fact that this is a powerful pose, right? It doesn't change the fact that all the sensation is really big. What changes as we come out of the posture, like that hasn't gone away. but who I am has changed, and how I react to that has changed. Bring your legs around to the front of your space. Roll down onto your back. Set your feet hip distance apart, arms by your side. Roll up through your hips to bridge. Roll back down. Inhale, lift up. And I'm actually not rolling down through my spine. I'm just setting my pelvis back down. One more time, lift. And exhale, pelvis down. Then feet wide and knees together. Hands onto your belly. As you watch yourself shifting, make a conscious choice to let go of the struggle. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiper your knees side to side. Arrange your arms overhead and stretch your legs out beneath you. And then bring your knees into your chest. Roll to your right side. Rise up to a seat, kneeling or cross-legged. Bring your hands to prayer position just in front of your heart. Notice how you feel and the state that your practice has led you to. Notice the alignment and the fullness in your breath and your awareness. It's not as though the stuckness is gone, but instead that we've been reminded of who we are to that stuckness. And we've been reminded of the choice we have in how we relate to that stuckness. I think it's fair to say that all of us can intend today and moving forward to bring this version of ourselves into those situations that create a little bit of friction and resistance, or maybe a lot. Because that's what yoga does, is it aims us back at our true nature and the light within each of us. It's a light that we share. Let us not forget that. Namaste.